Check. Check 1, 2. Testing. Hey everybody, good morning. Sorry for the delay. Sorry, can't speak either. Sorry for the delay. I was having some issues with Ableton loading. Apparently my computer battery died last night, and when it wakes back up, everything moves a little slower than anticipated. So my name is Dean, and I'm the board certified music therapist with Levine Cancer Institute, and this is Music Therapy for Self-Care. We're live on Mondays and Thursdays. I bring you some sort of musical experience, and typically on Thursdays it's song sharing and song discussion, but as the title suggests, for today I'm going to show you all the musicians who may be watching, music therapy colleagues and otherwise, how I might go about creating a drone sound. So I have Ableton Live open here, and hopefully it won't be too much of a delay. So Ableton is an amazing program that I use for all the music that I create on this channel. So let's get that sized a little better. I want the whole screen to fit. There we go. So, creating a drone sound. I am going to show you something that I've created in something called Serum. Now, let's see. This is actually only capturing... Let's see. I want it to capture the whole display. Not that display. This one. There we go. And let me size it right. There we go. And there. Okay. So, the reason I had to do display is because when I use these plugins, you wouldn't be able to see it in just the Ableton window capture. So this is what Serum looks like, and it is a wavetable synthesizer, and it is super fun, and you can do so many things with it, and I'm still learning all the things. But I wanted to show you this one particular. So I've created this sound that's called I've called a perfect drone sound. And this is what it sounds like. So you want to choose sounds that are not too spacey sounding for a drone, for a background. Spacey would be something with like a it's called a saw look. So let's see if I can show you one. Let's see what this is. Yeah, so you hear like that the kind of staticky, that you want to avoid that. So back to this drone sound. So you notice there are no abrasive sounds in there, and that's important. So going into, typically I start with something that's like a pad sound. And this one I may have even, so this drone sound, the new drone in Serum, might be a good one to do here to show how you might turn this into more of a pleasing sound. So typically I play around with the oscillators, so I'll turn it off. Yeah, that. I'll play with the attack. So the attack is how quickly the sound comes in. So if I shorten the attack, it immediately pops. And you can see right here the attack of this one sound envelope. So as it goes further, you get more of that kind of crispy sound. Spacey, crispy, you know what I mean. So this filter is turning off. Well, not turning off, but doing its job. It's filtering out some of those. So I'll play around with the filters. I usually like one that's a little calmer. Another important thing is increasing the release. So then I can just tap a key here. And when I let go, it'll extend for some period of time. What's nice is adding, additional notes to make it a rich chord. So I'm holding down a G here, and I'll go 2 octaves up and add a D, and that just kind of rolls, and you can hear the harmonies kind of come out as the sound goes through its release. I'll bump up the hold as well. Had a nice suspension in there. You also want to look at effects, so distortion, if we turn that off. Turn off the hyper. Yeah. So also looking at these LFOs. There we go. This LFO 1 is that kind of spacey sound that we want to get rid of. So I'll turn that off. And now we have a nice drone sound. So one way to make this rich is going into your audio effects here and grain delay. So I'll just drag grain delay down here, and I'll put about 12.8 on the random pitch. Put a little feedback in there. Let's do 70. And then I'll actually turn down the dry and wet at first. So then, and I'll introduce it to see how it changes. So let's see. Play around with the frequency, random pitch, and feedback. And of course, with it being a drone sound, it's going to be more in the background. So you can hear a little bit of the sound artifacts in there. As you move the frequency around. Spray will give you more of like kind of like white noise in the background. I tend to avoid spray because you can't really hear the actual drone sound. And I'm gonna copy this over to a new MIDI track and put a piano on it so you can hear a little better about what it's doing. So as soon as the piano loads there, that way you just get an idea of how the grain delay works. I chose piano because I thought maybe it would load quicker, but that was not the case. Like I said, the computer has gone through a rough morning. Okay, so this is the piano sound without grain delay. Alright, so I'll play that now with grain delay on. And then you can change the speed here. So, pretty cool. I like grain delay. What I have most recently used as of yesterday, Calum Audio has this great thing called tape cassette. So I'm going to take the grain delay out just by hitting my delete key there. And this gives the drone sound a tape finish. So this is the default, but if I go to something like gently, you'll hear there's a little bit of noise in the background that is familiar with tape. Warm vibrato. Check this out. So you hear the probably not good for a drone sound, right? Lo-fi, you know I'm a sucker for a good lo-fi sound. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Let's see, let's take the noise down just a little bit. Let's see what wow does. What does wow do? Okay, that's the flutter. That's not flutter. Let's see. That is the noise we heard in the vibrato I didn't like. Didn't hear much with flutter there. So if we put a little bit more of a low pass on there. Like that. Cool. Something else to consider. With Serum, you have Serum Fx, which I'm also new to. So pretty much you remove the instrument and you can use the effects from the instruments that are in here. So let's go to this one that's called Serenity. Well, that took all the low end out. I do not like that. Just for giggles, let's see. Oh, wow. Actually, that is really good. So this is in a hard bass sound, which is usually something that is a very aggressive sound. But running this drone through it, that's actually quite nice. I love that. Let's see. So there's a little bit of left and right going on here. Here it is. So if we slow that rate down, we'll get a pure... Wow. Listen to that. You even get a nice, like, whoosh, very subtly in the background. So going higher, you get more of what that laser bass sound is, I'm sure. That's still quite nice. So taking it back down an octave. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna turn all of that off. Give it a second to reset there. Oh, listen to that. The tape cassette runs in the background. Remember that, because you could add it to just a secondary track if you just wanted a nice lo-fi noise. Okay, so getting back to Serum here, the new drone sound. So let's say you want to create a loop, a drone loop. I usually do not use for drones the looper sound, because it does not repeat the MIDI note that's played, and I'll show you. It only records the sound. So if I just record that and then hit play, you're gonna hear it restart. You hear that, like, it dips. It's not a consistent drone sound. Listen. You hear it like dip and then go back up and then dip and then go back up, because it's literally just replaying the the sound. So if I record, well, I want you to see it. So if I record just this grouping of a few notes in this MIDI track, and then just randomly stop it there. So what happens is, and I'll blow this up so you can see it. What happens is, because the release is set long on it and the sustain and all of that, even when it gets to the end like it just did, those MIDI notes that were played before continue until it's released. So if you create the drone in the MIDI track, it's a seamless loop versus using looper. So you notice the track is just playing, and here even when I stop it, you can hear that's illustrated because it just continues to go. Let's see if I can remember how to kill the sound completely. There used to be a panic button. Okay, something else to consider is the sub here, the sub sound. So now, when I click play here, check it out. We'll have a drone sound. So it'll start playing just that one note, now adding the second note, third and fourth, and you won't hear a whoop. You'll just get a continuous drone sound. So that, my friends, is how I go about building a drone sound in Ableton using Serum and a bunch of other things. It can be less involved, obviously, but as a music therapist, it's my goal to create the most rich sound possible. And yeah, so that is, I think, a pretty rich drone sound. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care.